Hello, my name is Shirley Self, and I'm here to talk astrology. And tonight, I guess I want to talk about Neptune. Actually, I was laying on the floor doing yoga, and I was asking Neptune to help me relax into this pose, even though it hurt. And Neptune wouldn't. And so I'm in here talking about Neptune because I kept thinking about Neptune. The thing is that I have Pisces on my third house, the house of mind, and I have Neptune in there right now, and I have Venus on the in the second house in Pisces. So Neptune is now pretty solid into my third house, and strange things have been happening to me, like I will just imagine something happening to me, and I don't really know how to put this, but I seem to be getting told what to do from the subconscious mind. And it's blatant. It is just blatant. And I appreciate it. I just wish it wasn't so bossy, making me do things that I don't really want to do. Neptune again. So considering that I think Neptune, thinking about what's happening to this country in terms of my reality versus your reality. And it is true that we all have our own reality. And that reality has an awful lot to do, of course, with the ninth house. What you believe is there. The truth of the matter is that you're not really paying attention to it all the time. You're filling in with what you already know is there. And so you tend to not be seeing what reality, just you see what you expect. I see what I expect. Actually, I'm seeing things I didn't expect. But anyway, that's Neptune moving into my third. So what's happening is this war of realities. And let's look at the United States chart, which has a lot to do with the way the United States, the people of the United States, view, spirituality, religion, and reality in general. Because reality is pretty much what you believe reality is. Yep. Okay, here's the horoscope of the United States. You think we're not having fun? The sun is right here. And so, anyway, the sun is right here, moving across our Uranus descendant, moving toward Mars. Pluto's right here, moving retrograde. It'll be the second time it crosses its our natal Pluto. Saturn is right here. Where's Uranus is right here in the fifth house, on the cusp of the sixth. I don't really want to have to deal with that. I see the problem, but I'm not ready to deal with it right now, evidently. So you can see the difficulty we're having, and we've got Neptune right here. So what I was going to talk about was this Neptune here. Neptune is in its fall fall in Virgo. It's net detriment. I'm sorry. They're both bad. Anyway, it's in its detriment in Virgo because while it is compassionate, it can be very picky about who it's compassionate with. And so it's up here in our house of religion. And the religion in the United States tend to devolve into cults. We tend to splinter, which is not what Neptune is supposed to do. We're a bunch of little islands instead of a nice continent. So unity, which this country really desires to have, is, still to come. So we got this Neptune up here that is very, very divisive, goes to war. Notice the square to Mars. And it's perfect and perfecting. It's still a waxing square. I mean, that means that it's always on. It's going bzzz all the time. And you can see that it's our propaganda machine that never shuts its mouth. And that propaganda machine is going full bore right now with the sun there. And we're learning a lot about how propaganda is being constructed and where it's coming from and stuff. That's the sun. The sun will shine a light on something. And where your sun is where you're learning. It's not what you know, it's what you're learning. Okay. It seems to me, if I remember correctly, we've got Mars, Jupiter, and Venus right here in Aries. Venus is in the critical degree of Aries. And the critical degree, she's getting ready to move into Taurus, which will be of benefit to the transformations we need to make. You know, we've got Uranus in Taurus right now. And we've got to clarify our values and raise our values just a touch. Uranus is the higher Mercury, you know, and it wants a higher order of things. It wants us to become human and humane. So Venus will be moving into here, and maybe some progress will be made in clarifying what our values are as a country. And mostly what we are as a country is victims. You've got, okay, you look at this water houses for victimage. It makes sense that the Pisces house here is the victim. And that's a woe is me, virtually. Here is woe is me because I have to take care of all this. I have to take care of this victimage. And here is I am being taken advantage of. I am virtually a slave. And notice the Mercury, Pluto. And it's, you know, if we had outright slavery in this country, maybe people would notice who was enslaving them. But we seem to be oblivious to the fact that we are at the mercy of the moneyed oligarchs that are running this country. And what's happening now in the on the right, on the religious right, we owe the interference in the politics. Richard Nixon politicized the religious right. He figured he could get votes there because they obviously easily conned, right? And evangelical Christians. I don't know. We've got such weirdness in our belief system. Such weirdness. And even our evangelicals are militant. Anyway, where was I going with this? Here we've got war that's going on, and we've got a war in our country. Notice that we've got Chiron here, and Chiron's starting to close in. Chiron is right in here. This Chiron is at 20 degrees. It should actually be over here a little closer. This Chiron's at 20 degrees, and I think Chiron's in the mid-teens right now. So a Chiron return hurts. I had my Chiron return. Now, Chiron takes about 48, 50 years to go around, and let me show you this. Here's where Chiron runs. Chiron runs between Saturn and Uranus. And it takes 25 years, about 25 years to go there and then to come back. And it goes there and it comes back into the path, the cycle of Saturn. And it goes way into the cycle of Saturn. And it brushes across the cycle of the path of Uranus. So when it's in and it is in Aries when it's over here within the orb of Uranus. When it's there, it's in Aries. So we're there now. We're in chaos. And what happens is that chaos comes because it destroys the rigidity that's built up 24 years ago in the world, and this destroys that rigidity. And then it goes back and it sets things in stone again, and then it'll go here. Anyway, a Chiron return hurts. And our Chiron return brings us chaos. And we're seeing chaos right now. Yep. So we're having our Virgo return. I mean our Neptune return. Opposition, sorry. Pluto return. Pluto's going backwards, like I said, and Saturn is right here. I forget where. Let me see. I have it. 25. So it's not quite on our moon yet. So this is what that looks like. This is everything we've got going for us is being stressed. Everything we've got going for us. Change is being demanded of us. Change is being demanded of us. We'll have our Uranus return soon. It actually takes Uranus 7 years to go through a sign. It's pretty good about doing that too, even though it's when it rolls on its side, it's weird. But it's supposed to be. It's Uranus. Okay, so we're about to have our Uranus return. Now, I was really concerned. I'm having my Uranus return right now because my Uranus is in the 18th degree of Taurus. And when my good friend Dee Davis had her Uranus return, she lost her husband, and then she got breast cancer. And curing the breast cancer ultimately killed her, killed her with the radiation. And my dear cousin Wally had his Uranus return, and he died. He died. It was hard. It was a hard death. Uranus doesn't. It shook him to death. And back in a few years ago, when Uranus was at 27, 28 degrees of Aries, that's when California started to burn. And why? Because California was having its Uranus return, and its Uranus is right on the IC. So a Uranus return is kind of, it's worrisome. And I have a theory, we'll see if it works, that if you really pay attention to that when you're afraid that's coming up to do something, you pay attention and say, what do you want me to do? And it gives you a suggestion. Well, you do it. And one of the suggestions I had from querying Uranus is it said, be more spontaneous in your videos. So I'm here being spontaneous. And I'm hoping I'm actually being able to communicate something to you, because I like being spontaneous. I don't have to shuffle all these notes. Anyway, so we've got Uranus moving here and through here, and when it gets into here, it will become obvious. We will be so sick that we'll have to pay attention. We will have to pay attention. This is all hitting us right now. The Pluto's moving backwards, and then it'll turn around and it'll come this way again. Saturn, and then Pluto will, actually Pluto will, it'll enter Aquarius soon. And we'll see what happens then. It'll be crossing our south node ultimately. Pluto moves slow. Let's see. It moves real fast through. It has an orbit that isn't even quite elliptical. It's kind of screwed up. It's short sheets. Scorpio. It goes through Scorpio so fast. I think it took 10 years or something. We were all expecting it, to really to double down, and it didn't. It zipped through. So it's slowing down now as it moves toward Taurus, where it takes its leisure time. Yes. So that's what's happening with this United States right now. Mercy. Mercy. We've got this statue in New York Harbor. and it's got a poem on it that I've always loved. And it seems to me this horoscope kind of gives you this poem, because it's talking about a light in the darkness. Now that's Leo in the 8th. And it's, send me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shores, send them. The homeless, tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. And I hope someday we will be able to do that. But we have beaten up every immigrant that has come in. Every immigrant has come in. And the Indians should have done a better job. They did their best. They did their best. But everybody that has come in since has been beaten up and turned into, fed right into our feudal system to fight our wars, which are, you see our wars. We get conned into wars. We've never gone into a war that we knew we were doing. We've always been pulled into wars. We have this incredible propaganda machine going now. We've got Neptune, and all square Mars. We all have our propaganda rolling. Anyway, this is mine tonight, and I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. And, talk to your Neptune if you're feeling lost. Because Neptune also rules the Tao. And you want to be in that Tao. You want to be in the flow of things. Now, there are some moon phases that have to fight against the flow of things. Let me show you those guys. That's these people right here. These people here have to fight against the flow of things. And these people have to try to direct a new flow of things. Anyway, this is the journey of the soul. And here's where the United States is right now. We're at a moon phase 28, I think. 28 and 29. These two phases are called the loins, because these two phases decide, okay, new will here. New will to be and to do. New will. And so these phases decide on this new will. So, anyway, this new will be a 28-year cycle that we will start. And I think 2024, we're having a new moon. And I pray that our intent is to survive, and that the earth should survive also. Anyway, that's all I've got for tonight. I'm going to go lay back on the floor and loosen up my arms. I'll talk to you later. Love you. Take care. Tell people you love them. We need to know that right now.